G'day everybody and welcome to SFNL TV for another week. Massive weekend this in the SFNL. It's Beyond Blue round and we're supporting the wonderful work the organisation does in assisting people living with depression and anxiety. And we're here at Ben Kavanagh Reserve for a massive Division 1 clash between Mordialloc and the Dingley Dingoes. Both sides playing off for the Beyond Blue Cup, which should be a terrific game of footy. And there's plenty happening, a function going on, a luncheon with James Podsiadly, former Geelong premiership player, as a guest speaker. There's a big crowd turning out. Let's go and check it all out.
Absolutely, Nancy, I said, this is a bit different, it's a different kettle of fish, and he said, this could be the answer you're looking for, you know what I mean? So, since then I got on a mood stabilising medication instead of having the antidepressants, which weren't really working. So
every day in Australia, there's 3 million people that live with depression and anxiety. So that's 1 in 6 women and 1 in 8 men experience depression in their lifetime. And when you talk about anxiety, the numbers are even greater. It's 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men. So my message here today is about looking after yourself.
I'm joined now by former Geelong premiership player and Adelaide Crow, James Podsiadly. James, welcome to SFNL TV, buddy.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks for having me here.
Mate, my pleasure. You're an ambassador for Beyond Blue now, and tell us a little bit about Beyond Blue and the great work that they do.
Yeah, look, they do a lot of work in raising awareness on mental health and depression and anxiety in particular. So, look, my role here is just to really, we've talked about mental health a little bit, but I think we've got to get it out in the public domain a lot more, and Beyond Blue are really leading the charge in the country. But from my perspective, I think mental health has been a sort of a taboo topic for a number of years, and now it's time to get it into the mainstream effectively, and Beyond Blue are just are doing a great job at that, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. What made you want to get involved with Beyond Blue?
Oh, look, I've got I suppose a personal experience with a family member who's had depression for a number of years, and also, last year our football club in Adelaide went through a bit of a tough time with the Phil Walsh event, I suppose. So seeing how people dealt with a mental health thing at the time sort of got me motivated to actually sort of talk about that story and let everyone know that everyone's got mental health, and there's a heap of support networks out there that help us deal with it, and it's what Beyond Blue are about.
No doubt that would have been a very tough period for both yourself and the club.
Yeah, look, it was a period where we had to really come together, and I think effectively the whole of the AFL industry really stopped for that weekend and got around our football club and the Walsh family as well. But yeah, it was a challenging time. But as I said before, we got through it together, and I learned a lot about helping people deal with a mental health issue at the time.
Yeah, it's a sensitive issue, and you're doing wonderful things, James. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, Will.
I'm now joined by Neil Lowe, the former president of the Mordialloc Footy Netball Club, who's filling in for Terry Evans today, who I believe is on holiday. Thanks for joining me, Neil.
Lovely to be here, Will. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mate, we had the luncheon on earlier today, a terrific turnout.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and for a terrific cause and organisation in Beyond Blue. Sorry, I was going to say, it was just great to hear some of the stories of how people are dealing with their depression and anxiety. And it's a really important message to get out to everybody out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Your club's been touched by it in recent months, and Sam Anstey spoke particularly well about Paul Brennan. What was your relationship like with Paul? Tell me a little bit about the man.
Yeah, and as you can see, as soon as I thought about him, smile to the face. He was, as Sam said, larger than life. Just a bloke who was always there for his mates, and wanted to make sure that guys were doing the best thing that they could by themselves. Just a champion bloke and an absolute team man. Go on.
And we've got, sorry mate, we've got next to us the Beyond Blue Cup that your side and Dingley are playing off for. It's a very nice looking trophy. How do you think your side's going to go today?
Well, I haven't seen a lot of the game so far, and when I did sneak out, we would only kick a couple of goals. But I've been told we've hit the front just before half-time. It's always a tough thing to do against Dingley, but we've given them a run for their money in the last few years, so hoping that continues and we end up with the biggies today.
Terrific, and thanks for all your terrific work in getting today up and going. You've done very, very well.
Thank you very much, and I would say to all the clubs out there, please make sure you're doing everything you can to support Beyond Blue, because it's a terribly important organisation. Thank you.
Couldn't agree more, mate. They do terrific things.
Cup today to the Dingley Football Netball Club. Please ask John Moore to turn away the trophy.
250! Go the Iceman! Go 250! Iceman!
Get body in the middle!
By the victorious captain and the victorious coach Shane Morwood and Tony Labers. Tony, I'll start with you. Congratulations, mate, the Black Chrome Sportswear Player of the Day. A tremendous effort in your 250th game.
It was, mate. I've sort of wound back the clock a bit today. Got a bit of the ball, which I don't usually get in the last few years. But you know, things went our way. It was a great game. They bounced back when we kicked the first 5, and after that it was a real nail-biter. So proud of the boys to come back with 17 men for most of the last quarter as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen a lot of you play in the last couple of years, but I reckon that's close to the best game I've seen you play. You just controlled everything in the back line. You got a stack of possessions and you didn't waste one of them.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Look, it helps when you've got players like Trav LaRocca and Tommy Wright and Jimmy Ball and Lee Wanacott, who you played with for a long time around you. You sort of become predictable to each other. So to play with those guys and to watch what Trav did today was outstanding. I thought he was the best from my point of view, but I'll take it.
Very magnanimous. Now, Shane, a lot closer today than last week. It was a tough fought battle for most of it.
Yeah, a bit of a contrast, wasn't it? Same colours, but different performance by the teams. But well, we knew that, and obviously last week was a bit of a training run really against East Brighton. But yeah, today we knew it was going to be tough. We said it was an 8-point game today, so we win. We go obviously a further 4 points away from these guys and just put a bit of breathing space on them. So, but I think from a 12-minute block in the second quarter where they kicked 6 goals, I thought we controlled the game pretty well. I mean, they're a hard physical team and. That's where we've developed over the years, and I think our guys stood up, especially being, I think we were a goal down at half time or something like that, and to turn it around and win by a couple of goals at the end with, as Tony just mentioned, one player short and Rui in hospital as well. So, yeah, it was a great performance by the guys. Yeah,
sensational. And you mentioned in the rooms before that it was a finals-type atmosphere and nice piece of silverware to go with it.
Yeah, well, hopefully this is just the introduction to the one at the end of the year, hopefully. But, as I said to the guys, it's round 10, we're still qualifying. We haven't qualified for the finals yet. We've got 9 out of 10, so we're in a great position. But, hey, there's still a lot of work to do. And we've still got a lot of work to improve on in our game and just with some, functional things, what we do. But, I think we saw today when we're doing that pretty well, we're a pretty good team.
And Beyond Blue round, it's obviously an important day for the club, given its past history. And you've got a pretty close association with Daniel Bolger, who spoke beautifully in the function earlier.
Yeah, look, it's as I mentioned before, it touches a lot of people, and I've got Bolge obviously who I've been deeply involved with, and I've got one of my brothers who's suffering the same fate at the moment, so he's got his challenges as well. So I'm sort of a bit experienced at it, unfortunately, but it's just there's 1 in 5 Australians suffer depression, and 77% of the suicides are all men. So from a male point of view, we've got to put it in front of people, and I think what Bolge has done this week, and he addressed us last year when he was suffering really bad with it, is one of the things we need to do. We need to bring it out in the open, and I think once people are aware of it, then I think we can actually start making some choices about, well, how do we support this person? And I think one thing that Bolge, he feels very comfortable at the football club because he's got people like Tony and myself and everyone else that's involved that will support him and happy to help him. So.
No, terrific. Tremendous win from you guys, and well done, and best luck for the rest of the year. That might not be the only silverware you win.
Thanks, Will.
And that's it from Ben Kavanagh Reserve. Dingley beating Mordialloc to claim the Beyond Blue Cup in this SFNL Beyond Blue round. We'll talk to you again next week.